So let's do a quick recap of the primary lessons of this book. You eagerly started out in the very first section, understanding that motivation washes off like soap that goes down the drain. Inspiration wears off in a few days like a bad sunburn, but aspiration, which is an almost otherworldly desire to achieve something high or great, will alter your DNA and allow you to create your own reality, forever changing your life and the lives of those you love. You answered 3 key questions that will help you define who you want to become. Number 1, what do you aspire to accomplish that's beyond your current ability to comprehend? Number 2, who do you aspire to emulate? Finally, number 3, what legacy do you aspire to leave behind? You also learned the critical importance of being an executioner, getting the mind right and the money will follow, and being willing to reinvent and renew at any point in your life. In Section 2, you discovered that fear is simply a signal you are facing a risk associated with a big change or challenge in your life, and the only way to grow is to exercise your risk tolerance like a muscle on a regular basis. You also came to know that risk requires intense self-knowledge, RISK, and you must apply relentless forward motion on a daily basis. Most important, you understood that you don't have to change even the worst personal characteristic. You simply can redirect your energies into more positive aspirations. In Section 3, we focused on one of my favorite topics, personal branding, the art of amplifying your essence to the point where your customers, either current or future, become subliminally intoxicated with you first, then your product or service. You discovered that creating a powerful, dynamic, authentic personal brand allows you to live more of your inside on your outside. Then you learned how to take an artist approach to your life and your work, become comfortable with exhibiting a healthy sense of ego, and let your creativity and ingenuity out to play. Section 4 on relationships isn't really an area of my expertise, but my relationship with Nilsa for more than 34 years has enriched my life beyond measure while teaching me more valuable lessons than any other aspiration I've pursued. In this section, you heard about choosing your significant other and the joys of finding a guardian angel who will help uplift you when you fall. You understood how to use the inevitable pressure in a relationship to make it as strong as a diamond rather than tearing it apart. You also discovered ways to increase your personal magnetism, to attract the people and situations you desire in your life, and how to turn up the heat in the bedroom by giving mind-blowing sex to your partner. And finally, in Section 5, which is the core of this book, you learned how to create true fulfillment by connecting to something bigger than yourself and becoming a responsible steward of your riches by using them in service of others. You understood the importance of identifying and following both your professional and spiritual highest callings, and why it's critical not only to feel compassion for others, but to act on it consistently. You left behind the seductions of consumerism and materialism for the practice of philanthrocapitalism, using your time, talent, and treasure to uplift others by providing them with the means to create a generational, self-sustaining existence. Finally, you recognize the presence of angels in our midst, there to enrich our lives by making us better stewards of the gifts we've been given. Now, assuming you've done, or in the process of doing, even 1/10 of what's described in this book, you should have made progress toward accomplishing the aspirations and creating the legacy you designed for yourself way back in Section 1.